we're looking at right now, so hard to find that traditionally they were reserved for gardens at estates, as in royal estates. So imagine you now having outside your home the Majestic Foxtail Lilies. However, I must update you early here because we have fewer than 800 left for the season when we started with 7,000. The price today, $29.28. Also on Easy Pay here for $14.64. That offer goes away at the end of the day. Free shipping and handling here as well. Derek Walleen back with us to bring these beautiful plants to us. And so what about that story? Did I get it right?
You did.
Was I close?
These are special because the old days, you'd only find these in the gardens of kings, royalty, nobles in Europe. They were known as desert candles back then because they came from the Middle East. They were hard to get because they didn't have planes, trains, and automobiles, 150 years ago when the garden world started really expanding. And so what we have now, the foxtail lilies, we have a flower which never really made its presence or debut in North America. They're hard for us to get, but that doesn't mean they're hard to grow. They're actually very easy to grow. These bloom May, June through July in the hot summers. If you have drought conditions, if you have high sun, if you have deer, they are going to laugh at it all and come back every year with winters down to -20 below zero.
Wow, they do it all.
Very special.
What do I get here? I'm looking at these colors.
Yeah, so what you're getting though are 3 to 6 foot tall spires in the garden. And what I mean by spires, I mean really tall, long, beautiful stems.
Can we look at the pictures? Because when we were looking at those, that's where I saw the height.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially of these blooms. And it's this picture. This is the one where I thought to myself, oh, I want that.
Oh yeah. And the thing about these, because these will tower over the rest of your garden bed. So put these in the back. These are stems which are tough like rebar, but delicate and beautiful to look at. And on each stem is hundreds of tiny little flowers that have food and nectar for bumblebees, butterflies, hummingbirds. The white is the most rare variety of this collection. They're hard for us to get. When we go to Holland and we ask for foxtails, I mean, they tell us, look, we don't have a lot, and if you want them, you got to take all of them at once.
We don't have a lot here right now either.
I went to a garden center very close by. I'm not going to give out the name. You probably would know it. And they had a few roots of the foxtails. I was surprised, but then I looked at it, and the thing was like 15 bucks for one, and it was shriveled up and just really sad looking. I thought, well, that's disappointing because, I really love the foxtail lilies, and what you're getting at home are big, healthy,
$7.50.
Yeah, and these are big, healthy roots that come straight from Holland. We don't treat these with growth preservatives. I mean, the thing is, if you were going to find these at your local garden store like I did, and I love my garden stores, these will be in a bag, wrapped in plastic, and they'll be sitting there for months.
Yeah, it's kind of like the salad bar, how they have to like spritz whatever on the lettuce to keep it from going brown, or the apple slices, just so that it can stay out longer and look fresher. Kind of the same idea when it comes to a lot of bulbs.
Because your roots are actually alive. And so when they're sitting there the whole time, they're just like, hey, I'm dying here.
But the moral of the story is they don't do that at Roberta's, which means once I get these home and plant them,
they're ready to grow. And I want to show you how to do that because I'm not holding a tarantula in my hand. This is actually a living root. And when you get these home, you can put these in the pot or in the ground. I like to put it around 4 to 5 inches below the soil.
Now hold on, you didn't put that in like this. You did this parallel to the earth's
good question. Yeah, that's because these little yellow knobs, they're actually sprouts. So we want those to come up. Even if you were to plant this upside down, they're so intelligent. Those sprouts will come right up anyways, but technically this is the appropriate way to plant it. And then I'll cover it with just a few inches of soil. And that's really all you do. Give it a nice water in.
How quickly, Derek, do we go from this, where we don't really see anything coming out of the earth, to these incredible, colorful
This season, the growth that we're looking at in front of us is this year, and every year after they get bigger and better. These are hard to find, hardy perennials. They're going to come back every year, but they're unique because they do add this beautiful structural upward dimension,
yes,
which a lot of gardeners, they don't have, because there's not a lot of options that you can grow plants like with this shape.
Well, and I think for a lot of us, if you were to evaluate your garden, as I've been looking at ours, the back is where I need the color, because I might be putting annuals there along the front of the bed, and I'm good there. But what's happening in the back? Here you could add major color and that vertical interest at once.
So you can see there. Here we have beautiful white foxtails. In the front, it's harder to tell, but there's some buds of different kinds of flowers that are about to open. These come up in May, and they go all the way through July.
So what you're getting here is one of each, one white, one orange, one pink, and then one yellow. So if you would like to create a look like what you see here, what you've seen in some of the other pictures, where it's more uniform, then you'd want to get more than one collection.
Yeah, that's correct. And the thing about these, what's really great, even though they're tall, you don't need to stake these. The stems of their flowers are so strong, they're like steel rebar. When the wind comes through, they don't fall down on the ground, they just gently sway back and forth. It's actually very attractive and soothing to watch. Your pollinators are going to be all over these, but the reason why I like these, they're rare, they're hard to find, but easy to grow. I've only seen these traveling through Europe, visiting certain castles or pay to view gardens, like luxury gardens.
Now you just sit at home and enjoy a cup of coffee, a big glass of wine from our today's special value, and enjoy your own Majestic Foxtail Lilies. And then tell your neighbors, yes, you know, these were once reserved for royalty, but I picked them up this season. And you did it at a featured price and on Easy Pay, I hope, $14.64. If you aren't familiar with Easy Pay, that option's available to you if you have a major credit card or a Q card. And I'll tell you, with the Q card right now, if you're approved, you'll get a $20 statement credit to spend down the line.